Lori, thanks
Hey.
for coming in. Your doctor sent you in here, I think, right?
Yes.
Dr. Brown,
Mhm.
and I know you've been talking to Dr. Brown about your smoking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something we can certainly talk about if you want, but before we even start talking, I'd like to tell you a little bit about me and what I'm doing here in this practice.
Okay.
So my name is Carol, and I'm a health coach in this practice. Are you familiar with health coaching?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. Well, I operate a little bit differently than the other people in this practice. I'm surrounded by experts, you know, the nurses and the doctors and pharmacists, and when you see them, they usually have an idea, a plan of action for you to take, and they pretty much tell you what to do, maybe what's wrong, and then how to go about fixing it. Has that been your
Yes.
experience?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, a health coach is different than that. I like to say that I'm your ally. And so as your ally, I'm a partner in your journey. So you and I are working together. I'm not the expert by any means, and certainly I look at you and I see you as the expert on yourself. Nobody knows you better. Nobody knows what works for you, what doesn't work for you better than you.
I like that.
Okay?
Yeah.
Good. So another part of being your health coach is that I also recognize that we can talk about all of these things, but I recognize it's your choice. We use this word autonomy, and so it's the autonomy to choose whether or not you do anything that we discuss or not. So when we set a goal, it's going to be your goal, your agreement that you make, and your choice whether or not you do that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and then the third part is, I'm here to hold you accountable. So as your partner, we're linking arms in this, and when you make an agreement, I'm gonna check in with you. So we'll see each other on a regular basis, either when you come back to this office, or I can call you, and we can discuss what that follow-up will look like. But I will be checking in with you.
Okay.
Yeah, so how does all that sound to you?
That actually sounds pretty good.
It sounds pretty good. All
To
right.
not go it alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
We can all use a little
it's a
help.
team, right?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
sounds good. It's different.
Okay. So I know Dr. Brown wants us to discuss smoking, and like I said, we can certainly do that. But before we do that, is there anything else on your mind, you know, with your health that has you concerned, or anything?
I just don't have the energy that I used to. That's for sure. Just don't have the energy. I'm just tired a lot.
You're tired a lot,
Mhm.
and it seems different than how it used to be.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how would you describe that difference? What does it look like now compared to what it used to look like?
I just don't, I get out of bed tired, and I usually jump out of bed and I'm ready to go. Now it's like, just feel like I'm always one step behind during the day.
Yeah. So you're kind of dragging
Mm-hmm.
through your days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I get a full night's sleep, I'm still tired, so.
Yeah. And can you tell me a little bit or describe what it was like before when you had energy?
Oh gosh, just, the Energizer Bunny, just going, and, got everything done, and I don't know, just felt a little bit more fulfilled,
Right.
So just wondering, I don't know, how to get it back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a big change
Mhm.
going on in your life.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stress. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the stress has really zapped your energy quite literally.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, is that something you would like to talk about? We have a short amount of time today, and we can certainly, it's your choice here if we want to talk a little bit about the smoking, which we will get to,
Mm-hmm.
or if you want to talk about the stress that's going on in your life right now.
And maybe I'm smoking because of the stress. That it all, runs together, I think.
Yeah.
So.
So they're related.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah. And smoking seems to be one thing you can do to help alleviate some of that stress in your life.
Yes. it's an outlet.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me what else you enjoy about the smoking.
It's immediate.
Mm.
Yeah. It's immediate gratification.
Mhm.
And so it doesn't, I don't know, doesn't talk back. It's just boom. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stress reliever,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah. Sort of. So
Mhm.
it relieves stress, but there's something else about it that's,
Yeah.
yeah. So smoking is something you do that has an immediate result. It's a nice calming,
Mhm. It's kind of a release.
a release.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What else is nice about it?
I don't know. It just gets my mind off other things.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, it's simple, but it's just something else to focus on.
It's a distraction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You smoke your cigarette and it sort of takes you to a different place for
Yeah.
for a little while.
Mhm. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It just does.
It does make sense. I wonder, so those are some of the good things about cigarette smoking. I wonder if you've noticed anything that is not so favorable about smoking, that's not working that great for
Yeah.
you.
Coughing,
Mm-hmm.
definitely coughing more, shortness of breath, yeah, I'm sure it's contributing to the energy
Yeah.
loss.
Yeah. So you've noticed some things that
Mhm.
your energy has really gone downhill, plummeted,
Yes. Mhm.
and then maybe not even being able to catch your breath the way you'd like, and
Right.
there's a cough
Right.
too. Yeah.
Like going upstairs or something, I could notice
Yeah.
a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that immediate relief that it has on the one hand, and at the same time it has these lingering effects, if you will, that are zapping
Yes.
parts of you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if it's all right with you if we could think about a time when maybe you were going through stress, a lot of stress before, and I wonder if there were other things you did to cope with that stress besides smoking. Are there other things that you've enjoyed?
Oh, yeah. Exercise.
Exercise.
Meditation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I don't know, it just seems like I have to get ready to do that stuff and make the time to do that stuff, and so
Yeah.
it gets easily,
Yeah.
pushed back.
Yeah. So these are two things that came immediately to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise and meditation, and they made sense to you in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about either one of them, whichever one speaks to you right now.
Well, meditation is really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was something you had to kind of be an expert at, but you really don't,
Right.
you know. And you're just so calm after. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Almost. It's like I don't know.
So meditation had a fairly quick result for you. You were able to practice it, and you could feel a difference
Mm-hmm.
when you practiced
Yes. Yes.
it. Yeah. How about the exercise part? What did that look like for you?
Well, I've always done it for years and years,
Mhm.
you know, and always enjoyed it. The older I get more aches and pains, and, that kind of thing. I have to be careful about what I do. But I've never dreaded exercise.
Mhm.
I've always kind of liked it.
Right.
So, but there is just making the time to do it,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
So that's another thing. Exercise has been something that's been good to you in the past.
Mhm.
That's been a nice
Yes.
stress reliever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you've got those two things that have
Mhm.
seemed to work in the past. Anything else that either you've tried or maybe you've thought of that might help you with dealing with some stress?
I wouldn't mind trying like Tai Chi.
Mhm.
That'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's exercise, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
Yeah. I don't know much about that, but I think it's actually a combination maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I love yoga. That's
Mhm.
one of my exercise things that I do, but I think Tai Chi would be kind of combining everything.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, so, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, so we have a limited time today, and we will certainly talk more. As I said, this will be an ongoing relationship if you'd like to continue. But I wonder, as we think about your smoking as a stress relief, and if we think about replacing some of the smoking, we're not talking about stopping all of it at this, today. But if we think about maybe replacing it with other things for relieving stress, first of all, what do you think about that?
I could try it.
You could try it.
Maybe cut back. It's very hard for me just to quit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that hasn't worked for me in the past.
Yeah.
So.
All or nothing is
Right.
is tough.
That hasn't, yeah. I've
Right.
always gone back, so.
Yeah. But you've been successful before when you've just cut back somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's something that sounds doable
I
right
think
now.
I think
Yeah.
I could, if I really focused on it and,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, so I wonder, so between the now and the next time we talk, which will either be a week or 2 weeks from now, if you
Okay.
were to take the first baby step towards cutting back, what would that look like?
Maybe just go to a yoga class and give myself that time and
Yeah.
do it. Take an hour
Yeah.
for myself
Yeah.
and not take care of everybody else and go do it.
So there's a big part of it that's allowing yourself that time.
Yes.
Permission for yourself to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does that feel when you say that out loud?
Wow. It's like the house might not get cleaned and, dogs might not get walked. But kind of feels good.
It kind of feels good.
Sort of feels selfish, but,
Yeah. It's different for you.
It
You're
feels
used-
good to say it out loud.
Yeah, you're used to taking care of everybody else
Mhm.
and thinking about yourself first. Sounds a little bit different.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if we were to look at it on a scale of confidence. So 1 is I'm not confident at all that I can do this, and 10, I will be able to do this between now and the next time we meet. Where do you see yourself on perhaps going to a yoga class on that confidence scale?
Probably about a 7.
Probably about a 7.
Mm-hmm.
What does that 7 look like to you?
Actually, getting in my car,
Mm-hmm.
putting on my clothes, my yoga clothes, and going and doing it.
Yeah.
Just getting in that direction
Okay.
and then.
So your mind is already churning about the
Mhm.
steps that need to happen
Mm-hmm.
for you to be successful.
Mhm.
Getting your gear in your car
Mhm.
and just going to it.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I were to ask you what might it take to move that 7 up on the confidence to maybe a 7.5 or an 8, that you're even more confident, what would that take?
Just wanting to feel better, having that goal in mind,
Yeah.
and not worrying about, everything else will get done. And just kind of trusting that it's okay to do something for myself
Yeah.
that's going to help me feel better.
So it's almost like you have to experience it and know that the world doesn't end.
Right.
You took an
Exactly.
hour for yourself and
Mhm.
life continued
Right.
on. And that will make you more confident.
Right. It's all going to get done eventually.
It's all
If
going
we
to get
just
done.
Get that.
Well, so we have just a couple minutes and I just want to just check in with you. Does that make sense? Does that seem like something you would like to try to do between now and the next time we talk?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So taking some time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, but we started this and I explained that I was going to hold you accountable to what you agreed to do.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, just share with me what your plan is for between now and next week when we meet again. What are you agreeing to do?
I will call and set up an appointment for a class.
For a yoga class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I believe you're gonna do it. I saw you get very excited when you thought about having an hour dedicated to just you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I look forward to talking
Okay.
to you next week.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.